Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Tony X Tony, and don't forget the X. So this is Tekking101 breaking down One Piece in 12 minutes. And you know, I love Tekken's videos. He's like one of the funniest creators that I'll be watching on the internet, just cause like I love One Piece. So the way that he loves One Piece is just different than the way I love One Piece. I really internalized my love for it, but he's just able to do it in such like an external way, and it's just like so kind of like, it's something admirable about it. I don't understand how he's got a weird charm. I watch his videos all the time, even though he's like just kind of like the total opposite of me in a lot of ways, like in almost every single way. But I'm like, bro, I rock with you heavy. I don't want to be just like piggybacking off his stuff, but at the same time, I was like, 12 minutes is a short amount of time to break it down. So I think that this could be beneficial to like to my friends that might not necessarily have seen One Piece or they want to get into it. And yeah, this is the best way to do it because Tekken knows his stuff. Like Tekking101 is literally like an encyclopedia for this stuff. I don't understand how he has a topic for every single thing. Like if you want to know something about something, you come to his channel. Anyway, let's get started.
Pirates. Broadly speaking, a pirate is any person or group that has raised a Jolly Roger on their ship and directly flaunts the laws of the world government. Each pirate has their own goals, ambitions, and motives, but the vast majority of them seek treasure, fight the Marines, and resist the status quo. In the early drafts of the story, Oda intended there to be two different types of pirates, Peacemains and Morganeers. Peacemains are the adventure-loving pirates that set sail for the romance of it all, while the Morganeers are the more typical murder and pillaging type of pirate. These concepts didn't make it into the main story, but the overall idea is still there. The four strongest pirates in the world are referred to as the Yonko, the four emperors, and each one has the power to challenge the Marines and world government.
Before he goes too much further, like I actually really like the fact that he broke down the Peacemains and the what was the other one, Morganeer? Let's go back real quick. Yeah, the Peacemain and the Morganeer, because oftentimes me and my friends, we'll have discussions on like, is Luffy a good pirate? And I'm like, I don't think Luffy's like necessarily a bad pirate, but he's still a pirate, and pirates by nature kind of like do stuff that is piratey. So I mean, even Luffy and the gang, they've done it before, but knowing that there's like a clear distinction between the two, good job, Tekken.
Typical murder and pillaging.
Let's go forward a little bit.
The four strongest pirates in the world are referred to as the Yonko, the four emperors, and each one has the power to challenge the Marines and world government. The One Piece.
Facts.
One Piece is the name of the greatest treasure in the world, and it's sought after by most characters. Pirates, Marines, the world government, pretty much everybody wants to find this thing. No one knows what the One Piece is yet, but it came into being during the Void Century and was left on the island of Laugh Tale by the one called Joy Boy. The only person to have reached it in recent years was the Pirate King Goldie Roger and his crew. Anyone that finds the treasure will become the new king of the pirates.
Facts.
Marines. The Marines are the main military arm of the world government and
also, y'all, like some people are afraid that the One Piece is gonna be the adventure itself, like the time that you spent with friends and you know, that whole kind of thing. From what I understand, Oda himself has said that this is not gonna be one of them situations where it's just like this thing that's like elusive. It's gonna be a solid, tangible thing that they're actually trying to achieve. So yeah, keep that in mind.
are responsible for enforcing justice in the One Piece world, and they mainly deal with fighting pirates. The Marines are comprised of infantry and officer ranks, with the admirals and fleet admiral being the ones with the most authority and the strongest battle power. Each Marine has their own personal sense of justice that can be incompatible or straight up antithetical to helping the citizens of the One Piece world. They take their orders directly from the Tenryubito and therefore are not allowed to interfere with slavery or any other nation that is not allied with the world government. Devil Fruits. Devil Fruits are one of the two main power systems in One Piece. They are mystical fruits that once consumed grant a superpower in exchange for the user being unable to swim. There are three classes of Devil Fruits. The Logia class grants you the power to turn into an element such as fire, snow, lightning, magma, or mud, becoming intangible once you do so. Zones allow you to transform into animals, including extinct species such as dinosaurs and even mythical creatures like phoenixes. Phoenixes. Paramecia are the miscellaneous category and greatly vary in abilities. It's impossible for me to give a brief summary of every single power a Paramecia fruit will give you, but some examples include the power to create and manipulate string, turn your body into any weapon, become a jacket, turn people into toys, turn people into laundry, and even one that lets you come back from the dead. There are also Devil Fruit Awakenings, which increase their power even more, but that's quite rare. Hockey. Hockey is the other power system in the story and is more accessible with less downsides than Devil Fruits. It is the power of your...
Before we get even started on hockey, he's probably going to do an amazing job explaining it, but like there's still so many things about hockey that's left unexplained, probably ambiguously so on purpose, because like Oda probably wants the room to be able to create more if he wants to in the future. He doesn't want to create this like strict power set where he's like, okay, but I want to do this and not be able to do it. So before we get into it too much, he's gonna do a great job breaking down what it really is though.
Will or your ambition manifested in the form of energy that can aid you in combat. Like Devil Fruits, there are three main types of hockey. Observation hockey gives you enhanced perception of the world around you, being able to predict attacks and sense life. Some can become empaths, and even more advanced forms allow you to see into the future by a couple of seconds. Armament hockey is more combat focused. You can physically harden your flesh or weapons and create invisible shields around you. The strongest form of armament hockey can send it into another person or object and destroy it from the inside out. This type of hockey also enables you to hit Logias, who are otherwise intangible to physical attacks. Now, both of these types of hockey can be learned by anyone with enough effort, but the third type, Conqueror's hockey, can only be learned by those with powerful enough wills. It can do a bunch of things, but mainly it can exert your own will like a shockwave and knock out anyone around you that doesn't have a strong will themselves. It can also be added to armament hockey to deal more damage and break through pretty much any defense. The Grand Line. The Grand Line is a particularly treacherous part of the ocean. It circles the entire globe and runs perpendicular to the Red Line. The Grand Line is bordered by the Calm Belt, oceans that have no wind, which makes it very difficult to sail into. It is known as the Pirate Graveyard since most that venture into it looking for treasure end up dead. It's the ocean where pirates and marines alike are the most active. It is broken into two halves, Paradise and the New World, the latter being more dangerous and where the Yonko are based and the One Piece is located. The only way to navigate the Grand Line is with a special compass called a log pose that locks onto magnetic poles. The Red Line. The Red Line is...
cover the Calm Belt? I don't know if he's gonna touch on the Calm Belt, but in case any of y'all like are kind of curious on what the Calm Belt is, because it popped up a couple times, it's like where the big Sea Kings live. I don't know if he said it, I'm just in case not, but Sea Kings are these big old monsters, and then on the Calm Belt is calm, so like you have to have some type of something that can propel you, like you got to self-propel your boat. So it's a very interesting concept, because it's like the most dangerous part of the sea, really, if you really think about it, because the Sea Kings be on timing, like
the largest and only continent in the world of One Piece. It is a gargantuan rock wall that stretches around the entire world, effectively dividing it into two pieces. The Holy Land, Marijois, where the Tenryubito and world government is based, is at the top of the Red Line, and on the opposite side is Reverse Mountain, the main entrance into the Grand Line. The World Government. The world government is the main ruling body of the world and the main antagonistic force in the story. It consists of over 170 nations that have unified under one banner. The government controls the Marines, as well as the intelligence organization called Cypherpol and the Seven Warlords, who are pirates that were given special permissions to operate legally. The government is officially led by the Gorosei, the five.
Oda didn't want to have the Shishibukai. Like, is it that he didn't want to have it, or it was a concept that somebody else gave to him? Either way, they wasn't originally supposed to be in the story, or they were supposed to be like the end of the story. Something along those lines. They were supposed to be like the bosses or something. Who knows? I forget. But go look that up. Go look up something about like Oda and Shishibukai, and then find out some new facts, because I don't know if he's gonna cover that.
5 elders, but there may be more going on behind the scenes. The World Nobles, also called the Tenryubito or Celestial Dragons, are the most honored nobles in the world. They are the descendants of the 20 families that originally formed the world government over 800 years ago, and therefore are exempt from most any law. They can quite literally get away with murder or kidnapping and any other heinous crime you can think of. It is because of them that slavery exists in the story, and they are the primary target of the Revolutionary Army. They force the nations of the world government to pay a heavenly tribute and therefore create most of the economic disparity in the world. If a Tenryubito is attacked for any reason, an admiral will be called to the location and eliminate the threat. Bounties. Bounties are the method in which the Marines and world government rank the danger level of outlaws in the story. These are mostly reserved for pirates, but they can also include bandits and revolutionaries. The higher the bounty, the more infamy that individual has. The idea is to make it a deterrent for people to become criminals, but most pirates see it as a way to measure their progress. The
bounty does not equal strength. Just keep that in mind too.
Evolutionary Army. This is the main force fighting against the Tenryubito directly, led by Monkey D. Dragon. Their ultimate goal is not to destroy the entire world government, but to remove the Tenryubito from power and establish a new ruling body that promotes fairness, equality, and abolishes slavery to all the people in the One Piece world. Races. There are several different races of characters in the story. Giants, fishmen, merfolk, long legs, long arms, snake necks, dwarves, as well as humans. Because of the influence of the world government, several of these races are oppressed and used as slaves. They each have their own cultures, traditions, and unique fighting styles. Fishmen and merfolk in particular have been beaten down by the world government over the centuries and seek a world of equality where they can live with humans together under the sun. The Will of D.
That's low-key what makes the series of One Piece so dope, is like getting into the different races. Like, you'll see.
The Will of D is a concept that appears frequently in the story. Some characters bear a D as their middle initial without knowing what it stands for, such as Monkey D. Luffy or Marshall D. Teach. People with this initial tend to have similarities, such as them fighting for freedom in different ways, and they all seem to die with a smile on their faces. The Will of D originated during the Void Century and is connected to Joy Boy in some way. They are also known as the enemies of God, and the Tenryubito seem to not like them so much. Finding out what the D means is one of the greatest mysteries of the One Piece story.
Yeah, what does it stand for? D. Yeah. What does it stand for? D! Yeah! What does it stand for? D!
Sky Islands. Sky Islands are islands that float in the sky on special clouds. Sea Kings, also called Neptunians, are large sea monsters that vary in size, from the smallest being the size of buildings to the largest being well over 5,000 meters tall. The older ones have high levels of intelligence and can only communicate with each other or anyone that possesses the voice of all things. Also, there's a mermaid princess known as Poseidon that's born every few centuries that can also communicate with them, and she has the power to summon them to her will and direct them to destroy the world if she so desired. The Void Century. The Void Century is a span of time from 900 to 800 years ago, roughly. This period has been removed from all history books and records by the world government and has been made illegal to study. It is another great mystery of One Piece that contains the answer to most questions, such as who Joy Boy was, what does the D initial mean, what are the ancient weapons, and how did the world government truly come to power. The people of this era etched their history down on large indestructible stones called poneglyphs that are scattered throughout the world, and they contain the true history of what happened during this time period. Jolly Roger. The Jolly Roger is a type of flag that reflects the ship is a pirate ship. It is typically a skull and crossbones on a black background, but many pirates modify that design to meet their own crew's aesthetic. Simply raising a Jolly Roger is against the law and makes you a target of the Marines. While at first it might seem to be a simple piece of cloth, many pirate crews value their Jolly Roger as if it was their own lives. Losing a Jolly Roger is akin to the death of that pirate crew. The Ancient Weapons. The Ancient Weapons are 3 weapons named after gods that are capable of destroying the entire world. They consist of Pluton, a large battleship, Poseidon, a mermaid princess with the power to control all Sea Kings, and Uranus, which is currently unknown. These weapons came into existence during the Void Century by the Ancient Kingdom and are currently sought after by pirates and the world government alike. The Straw Hats. The Straw Hat Pirates are the main characters of the One Piece story. Their captain is Monkey D. Luffy, a man with rubbery devil fruit powers and whose goal is to reach the end of the Grand Line, find the One Piece, and become king of the pirates. Roronoa Zoro is the vice captain and swordsman of the crew. His dream is to become the greatest swordsman in the entire world with his son Toryu, 3-sword style. Nami is the navigator, whose dream is to draw a map of the entire world. Usopp is the sniper. His desire is to become the brave warrior of the sea, to live up to all of the tall tales he tells. Sanji is the gourmet chef of the Straw Hat crew. His dream is to find the legendary sea known as the All Blue, a place where all different kinds of fish from all over the world congregate into one location. Tony Chopper is a reindeer that consumed the human fruit and is the doctor of the Straw Hat crew. His dream is to become the greatest doctor ever, becoming the legendary medicine that can cure any illness. Nico Robin is the crew's archaeologist and scholar, one of the few people in the world that can read the poneglyphs. She hopes to find the Rio poneglyph, a collection of 9 of them that, when put together, will reveal the true history of the Void Century. Frankie is the crew's super shipwright. He's also a cyborg that runs on soda. He built the Straw Hat's current ship, the Thousand Sunny, and his dream is to see this ship sail to the very ends of the Earth. Brooke is the very talented musician of the Straw Hat Crew. He also spends most of his days being a skeleton man reanimated from the bowels of the underworld because of the Yomi Yomi no Mi he consumes. His dream is to reach his old friend Laboon, a whale that his crew met a long time ago, and now he's the only one left. Hopefully they'll be reunited someday, and he'll be able to play the crew's final song for him. Jinbei is the most recent addition to the Straw Hat Crew and serves as their helmsman. He is a whale shark fishman that is known far and wide as the Knight of the Sea, the Son of the Sea, and he was a former warlord of the sea. Jinbei's dream is one of equality and freedom, not just for the fishmen and the merfolk, but all races of the world coming together. The abolishment of slavery, the dethroning of the Tenryubito, and hopefully that all the peoples of the world can live together in equality under the same sun. The crew are much more close than other pirate crews and treat each other like family. They are the driving force in the story. Meito. Meito is the method that swords and other rare weapons are graded in the story. There exist 4 grades of Meito, from Wazamono, Ryo Wazamono, of which there's 50, O Wazamono, of which there's 21, and the Saijo Wazamono, which is the highest grade, and only 12 of these weapons exist in the entire world. The higher the grade, the more powerful and prestigious the weapon is. They're mainly swords, but other weapons such as naganatas and kanabos are ranked as well.
Bro, first of all, I feel bad for thinking that he's gonna go on tangents. Like, this was like the most untangent video I've ever seen bro do. So, and it was to the point. There was not a lot of over explaining, to the point where like there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to say, but he kept it pretty concise. And I feel like somebody that just wants to get into One Piece and wants to just understand the basics, this is a great guy for that, because he just kept it so simple. There was nothing, there was no fluff, and it was just like, what are these concepts, and here's the basics of it. Great job, Tekking. Like, man, let's see what people in the comments are saying though. Yeah, we need One Piece explained in 12 hours next. If bro broke it down in 12 hours, which he could, I bet he could do like a 24-hour stream on this. Bro will be on here really talking. I can't believe Tekking actually wrote a script. 12 minutes turning into a jacket is so important. It had to be mentioned. The facts. Honestly, this is probably Tekking's best video in a very long time. I love his usual style to turn the camera on and start talking, but this is the perfect way to prepare people for the final arcs of One Piece. Great job, Tekking. And with that, I think I'm really just gonna say, like, hell yeah, I agree. Wait, I saw one that I really kind of like. If university teachers explain subjects the way you explain One Piece, I would already be a doctorate. I would be a doctorate awarded. I agree with that too, cause like, you know, you watch his video. I watch his videos on such a frequent basis. Not so much anymore, but like I used to watch him a whole lot, and that's why I kind of know so much about One Piece. Is just like his explanations of it. Yeah, does he have a lot of headcanon in some videos? Man, yeah, but that's what makes it fun. That's what makes this whole experience enjoyable. Like, I'm not trying to be no stick in the mud watching One Piece. I'm just trying to have a good time with it. So yeah, again, I recommend everybody watch this. I'll link it in my video, so that way you can go watch it independently of me if that's how you feel like you want to watch it. No hate or nothing like that. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Over here we just have a good time. We be chilling, and I just want to make sure that we all kind of feel uplifted and have a good time with each other. That's the whole goal of this channel, was just good vibes, chilling, kicking back. All right, y'all, thank you so much again for watching. Don't forget the X.